Hi, and welcome to today's class, which will be a little bit of TLC for the lower back. Since we have a lot of stabilizing muscles in the mid to lower back, it can get a little tight or a little tender. So we'll start the class just by settling in. I'm seated on a chair, sitting a little bit forward in your chair, forward enough so that your feet are flat on the floor, knees are bent. Stacking your shoulders over your hips. Arms are nice and relaxed, shoulders are relaxed. You can have your hands palms down or palms up, however you like. Just settling in, and when you're ready, closing your eyes. Just letting your body settle down. Keeping the shoulders relaxed, letting them soften. Creating space throughout the neck. Dropping your chin slightly towards your chest. Just a little bit, feeling the muscles at the back of your neck starting to stretch. Then dropping your chin a little bit further. You may start to feel this from the top of your shoulders. And then lifting your head back up to neutral, keeping your eyes closed. Taking a big breath in, expanding your ribs, expanding your lungs, and breathing out through your mouth. That one more time, big breath in. And exhaling out. Letting the body relax a little bit further. And then opening your eyes. Starting with arm movements, bringing your arms out to the sides, lifting up towards the ceiling. You don't have to reach all the way up, just as far as is comfortable. And then letting your arms float back down to the sides. Lifting your arms back up. Slowly warming up the shoulders here. Letting your arms float back down. We're going to synchronize this movement with our breath now. So inhaling as you lift your arms up. And exhaling as you bring your arms down. And you're going to time this when you're with your own breath. So it might be faster or slower than I'm moving. You're synchronizing with your breath. So your movement will be uniquely yours. Breathing in as you lift your arms up and exhaling with your arms moving down. And make one additional change. We're going to speed up a little bit, arms up, and then make the arms down slower. So we're exhaling longer than we're breathing in. Inhaling quick up, exhaling slowly out. Again, still moving at your own time. You just want your exhale to be longer than your inhale. The next time your arms are down, just hold them there to your sides. Shake out your arms, return to your normal breathing pattern. Just make them nice and loose. Bit of free movement here, swing your arms front to back. Leaning a little bit forward as you reach forward and leaning back as you reach back. So leaning forward, reaching back. And then holding still. So we're moving the feet a little bit wider. Getting comfortable. So still sitting on the edge of our chair. Enough that you're stable on your chair, but just not leaning on the back of your chair for support. We're using our legs for support here. So we're just going to move into cat-cow. So sliding your hands forward on your knees, rounding in the back. Chin comes down towards your chest. Then lifting up, pulling gently on the knees as you pull your chest forward, arching the back. If you're lifting your chin, just a gentle lift, not cranking up to the ceiling. Just a small lift. Moving back into cat, so pushing gently on the knees as you round your back, drop your chin towards your chest. And then pulling on your knees, pulling the chest forward. And then back to neutral. Neutral being stacking your shoulders over your hips. Move the feet a little bit wider, only a couple inches. Hands are on your knees. We're going to rotate, so rotating towards the right knee. Only going as far as it's comfortable. So we're not cranking around, just rotating gently towards that knee. Holding here, taking a big breath in. Exhaling, letting the chest and ribs settle down. And we're rotating all the way over towards the left knee. Holding here. Breathing in a little bit deeper. And exhaling out. We're going to rotate back towards the right knee. Hold here. And we're hinging at the waist, so that's keeping the back straight. We're hinging, so leaning forward. Have a look down at your toes. So you can lift your toes up off the floor. Lower your toes back down, hinging back up. So pushing your foot into the floor to help lift you up. And place your hands on your hips or on your knees. It's totally up to you who is comfortable. We're rotating over towards the left knee. Same thing, hinging at the waist, keeping the back straight. We're leaning forward, so small movement. Look down at your toes. See if you can lift them up. Lower your toes back down. and lift back up to center. This time we're rotating, leaning forward. So look down at your toes. See if you can reach forward with your left hand, touch your shin. Bring your hand back to your hip. Push your foot into the floor and lift back up. Rotating over towards the left knee. Same thing. We're leaning forward. Look at your toes. Reach with the right hand. Touch your shin. Hand back on the hip. Push your foot into the floor. Lifting back up. Take a break here, moving your feet back closer together, just pedaling your feet. So lifting one heel and then the other. And then holding your feet still, walking your feet back out. We'll do some more of those rotations. Hands on your hips again. We're rotating towards the right knee. Holding here, but looking over the left shoulder. If that's not comfortable for your neck, then don't do the neck overhead rotation. Or only twist as far as it's comfortable. Turn your head back towards your right knee. We're rotating back towards the front. And then rotating towards the left knee. Holding here. Then maybe looking over the right shoulder. And then just taking note, but not worrying about it. Just checking in to see if you feel differences between the left and right side when you do these rotations. We often have one side that's tighter than the other, so we're just checking to see which one it is, or maybe they're both the same. Turning your head back to the left side, rotating towards the front. We're rotating towards the right. Now we're back to that hinging motion. So we're hinging forward, but reaching with the left hand. Reaching as far as you can, stretching your fingers, anchoring your 2 feet in the floor to help hold you up. Pushing your feet down, lifting back up. We'll do that on the other side. So we're rotating towards the left knee, hinging forward, reaching with the right hand. Totally normal if your legs are shaking a little bit. We're doing a lot of work here. So reaching as far as you can, and then lifting back up. We're going to do it again on each side. So rotating towards the right knee, resetting in your chair if you need to. We're rotating and reaching. Your right hand can rest on your thigh for support. You can even hang on to the side of your chair to help you balance. Pushing both feet down, using our legs, our core, our back. It's all working here, making sure you're not holding your breath as well as you're reaching. And then lift back up. Turning towards the left side, readjusting in your chair, and reaching forward. Left hand on your thigh for support. Maybe feeling the stretch in the back of your arm down through your side into that right hip. Pushing your feet down as you lift back up. Rotating towards the right side again. We're reaching forward, but instead of reaching as far as you can, you're reaching about halfway. Then sweeping that left arm up towards the ceiling and back around behind you. So reaching over the back of your chair. Sweeping the right arm up. We're reaching forward again, reaching a little bit further this time. So maybe about 2/3 of the way. Feeling like you could reach a little bit further if you wanted to, but we don't. We hold here. Sweep up. Reach back behind you. Using your right hand, you can hang on to that inside of your thigh as you reach back behind you. Holding here, but checking in that we haven't popped the ribs to reach further back. We don't need to do that. Keep your ribs down, so keeping your shoulders set over your hips. You can place your hand on your belly to remind you to keep your ribs down. Sweeping that arm up. One more time now, we're reaching as far as we can. Reaching, 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 pushing your feet into the floor, and reaching one more time back behind you. Bringing that arm up overhead, back to center, shake out your arms. Bring your feet back closer together, shake out your arms, pedal your feet. We do that same series on the other side. Make it fair. Bringing your feet wider, back to where they were before. So we're twisting, rotating over to the left knee and reaching. Only about halfway. So it should be work, but not as much as if we were reaching as far as possible. Just going about halfway. And lifting the right arm, sweeping it over up towards the ceiling, back around behind you. You can also look towards the back if you've already done that. If that's comfortable, great. If it's not comfortable for your neck, while your arm is back behind, you can look towards the front. If that feels better for your neck. So you see what your body likes. Sweep that arm up. We're reaching a little bit further forward, about 2/3 of the way. Holding here, taking a big breath in. And exhaling out. Lifting your arm up towards the ceiling, reaching back around behind you. Sweeping your arm up. Now we're reaching as far as we can. Reaching forward. Left hand is there for support. Your feet and legs are anchoring you to the floor. Your hips are anchored to the chair. You're still breathing, so not holding your breath. Lift up. Sweep that arm behind. Again, turning the head wherever it's comfortable. Checking in with your ribs now, but they haven't popped up. You want to keep the ribs down. Sweep that arm up. and back towards center. We're walking our feet back together. They don't have to touch, but just side by side. Hands on your knees. We're going to revisit the cat-cow that we did earlier. So rounding the spine, pushing on your thighs, dropping your chin down towards your chest. So make sure I was pushing my microphone. Pulling gently on your knees as you pull your chest forward, arching the back. Gentle lift of the chin. And then drop your chin down towards your chest. Lift your chin back up one more time each way. So rounding the spine, pushing on your knees. Rounding your shoulders, pulling your shoulder blades apart. So exaggerated movement. Pulling the chest forward, pulling the shoulders back this time, maybe squeezing your shoulder blades together. Dropping your chin. And then lifting back up to neutral. Feet are a little bit wider apart, so we're stable on the chair because we're going to be lifting one leg at a time. So we're rounding the back like we just did in cat pose, but this time lifting. So we'll start with the left leg, only lifting your knee as much as is comfortable. So we're hanging on to either side of your thigh, or you can hang on to the front of your shin. That's totally up to you. We're lifting the knee up towards your chest. It doesn't have to touch. So if you lift half an inch or further, it's all the same. We're just rounding the back. Increasing the stretch through the lower back here, dropping your chin down towards your chest. Lower that foot back down. We'll move over to the right side. Picking that knee up, we're rounding the back, tucking the tailbone. Really trying to curl into a ball here. Dropping your chin down if it's comfortable. Making sure you're not holding your breath. And lower back down. Do one more time each side. If it's not feasible to lift your knee up, if you found that very uncomfortable and very awkward, you can do the same thing, hanging on to either side of your thigh, but round down towards your thigh. Maybe pick your heel up off the floor. If that felt okay, you could do the same as the first movement, where you lift your knee off the floor. Lifting back up, we'll do that on the other side. So hanging on to your thigh, rounding the back, either picking your knee up or keeping your foot down if it's more comfortable, depending on how your back feels. And maybe lifting your heel, rounding down towards your knee. Or bringing your knee up towards your chest. There's always different options for the poses. You have to listen to your body, see what it's telling you. And then lift back up. Place that foot back down on the floor. Putting the feet a little bit wider. So we're going to close the class the same way we started, closing our eyes. Taking a big breath in. And breathing out very slowly. Keeping your eyes closed, but lifting your arms up towards the ceiling. Maybe breathing in a little bit deeper. Exhaling out, moving your arms, breathing out slowly, moving as slow as possible. Crossing your arms, grabbing opposite shoulders or opposite elbows. Either one is fine. And rounding down, curling down towards our knees. And then slowly rolling all the way back up. Placing your hands back on your knees, opening your eyes. Thank you for joining me for this TLC for the lower back class. I hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you.